All right, guys, having some fun today with the USW-G. Woo! Here we go. Good stuff. All right, guys, welcome back. Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. All right, really cool piece of hardware. This is a very interesting SBR. Yes, this particular version is a short-barreled rifle because of the way that it's set up. And this is the B&T chassis known as the Universal Service Weapon. And, you know, they have a few different variations of this particular chassis. This one is the G version, which would designate it as the Glock version. Really cool stuff. Very, very simple yet effective chassis system that can take, you know, your Glock series of pistols and convert it into a really nice setup here. This particular one is set up with a Glock 17L. So we do have a longer barrel, which gives some excellent accuracy, not to mention better velocity. And man, we were reaching out to, you know, 80 yards, no problem, without even thinking about it, all right? We got a nice Trijicon RMR on this particular one, set up real nice. This one does utilize a reciprocating charging handle. The charging handle on this chassis system is not unlike the other B&T offerings. If you're familiar with like the APC 9K or some of the other offerings, it just uses this folding style of charging handle. You do have to replace the back plate on your Glock pistol with this unit. It's a very intuitive type of setup to use. And the chassis system itself has a pick rail on the bottom so you can add your forward grip. This is SBR version. I believe they do a brace version, but we decided to go ahead and SBR one just for fun. The stock folds out of the way nice and compact, and you've just got this little wolf tail hanger here on the back. You can attach it to your gear, whatever you want to do, or put your little wolf tail sling on there. This is the perfect type of little backpack setup. You know, if you want to extend the range of a handgun and have a nice compact setup that is essentially like, you know, a carbine, really. This is a great option for that. The way that this pistol attaches to the chassis is very, very intuitive and simple. It's just got this unit here on the end that you tighten up, and it actually pulls itself up into the rear and locks into the rear dovetail. Very, very solid mounting arrangement on this. To retract the stock, there's just a button here on the bottom you press, and that folds out of the way, and it actually attaches up here in the front. So it actually locks shut, and then to deploy the stock, you just push this little guy forward, and it doesn't come all the way out, but it just opens it up enough where you can just finish it out, give it a little slap. The only minor detriment, I would say, that I'm not as big of a fan of, a couple of little tiny things, and I mean tiny, all right? Not a big deal, but just little things to mention. The stock itself is relatively small. So that's not a lot of space to, you know, have a purchase on your shoulder or whatever. But it's only a tiny thing. I mean, if you're wearing body armor, for instance, or if you have on thick clothing, having a little bit less mass there in space could probably be a welcome feature to be able to get into some tighter spaces and to keep it nice and lightweight and low profile. I guess they were thinking that instead of having a longer stock piece here on the end, keep it nice and compact and tiny, and the chassis can still be fired in the folded position, obviously. The other minor detriment that I would see, and it's only a tiny minor detriment, is you can't drop a Glock 18 in here, so you're not going to get away with the switch on the side of the slide if you wanted to drop a machine gun in this, or if you wanted to drop in a drop-in auto sear. Say you had a registered Glock sear with the proprietary backplate, you would have to essentially custom build a sear based around this style of charging handle, which is not a problem. It's certainly a solution that can be explored, but you're not going to drop a drop-in Glock 18 or machine gun sear into this easily. Only a minor detriment. Chad did mention earlier too, it would be nice to see maybe a little bit of rail space, or at least maybe an M-lock slot on each side of the chassis if you wanted to drop on an extremely small or lightweight you know, flashlight or something. Now, when the stock is folded, you can see that that's not going to work on the right side of the chassis. On the left side, you do have some available real estate, maybe a small compact flashlight, but man, it would have to be, to play devil's advocate, it would have to be an extremely tiny flashlight to be able to fit that type of a roll accordingly. You could go with some type of a flashlight grip or something. This one obviously does have a vertical foregrip because it is an SBR. And lastly, one thing to mention, you can still co-witness your original iron sights. The window through there is pretty tiny, but definitely visible. And in a pinch, you can certainly shoot the backup iron sights. I love how the sight sits nice and low, very intuitive type of system to use, and very, very lightweight. The entire setup is extremely light, despite being, billet aluminum construction on this thing. So very good quality through and throughout on that. They do represent a considerable price point, but compared to some of the other things that are out there, not too far off base of what you would expect to pay for some of the other things that are on the market, like the Flux Raider or some of the CAA offerings, or some of those types of things. The endo adapters aren't too bad in terms of price. This is completely kind of out of that spectrum of what the endo adapter accomplishes though. But they all have their place and they all have their price point. All right, and of course this thing is just absolutely a bullet delivery device. I'm loving it. Okay, I want to mention something. So when we did the APC 9K video, we shot the Glock lower on the APC 9K of that particular revisit, and I had a magazine that was giving me some problems. This is the magazine from that video, so I want to try to test this again and see if maybe the stoppage we got in that video was from the magazine. We're going to just try it in a completely different weapon system, and let's see if this magazine works or if that was some kind of a fluke issue. So this is a magazine we've had problems with before. Okay, so if we have a stoppage, we know why. But why not, let's try again, see if we can get this mag to fail. Okay, all right. You got to keep your hands out of the way of that reciprocating charging handle, but I can't imagine why your face or hands would be anywhere near that. All right, good stuff. Sorry, y'all. Got a little out of hand there. That's okay. I just don't think that I'd be able to shoot a handgun that quickly and that accurately. So this, definitely increases the capabilities or enhances the capabilities of what a handgun can do, especially in the hands of an average shooter, right? I mean, this is definitely going to make the pistol more stable and a lot more shootable over a wide variety of different distances and over, multiple targets. Really nice stuff. Oh yeah. All right. I got a couple of mags. As you know, 9mm ammo is kind of like currency right now, so we're not going to shoot a ridiculous amount, but I've got a few more mags here. That's kind of the, the setup in a nutshell. I do like it. The disassembly for cleaning is not incredibly difficult at all. You can still reach the takedown tabs for easy disassembly for cleaning. And this will work with, I believe, every G17 size frame. So in this particular setup, we're running a Glock 17 frame, which is what the 17L is based on, but you could obviously run a Glock 17 in this if you wanted, no problem. And that would get the overall profile of the gun considerably shorter if you wish to do so. This is the longer slide on the 17L, which I really dig. And this gun doesn't take too long to get used to. You can find your way around this thing pretty quickly. All right, 22 round, that's a 24 round magazine from Glock. That's a nice compact setup right there, look at that. That's a perfect thing to stow away in a backpack or something. All right, and she's running good, 100% reliability. Really wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, I'm wrapping them in at 35 yards without even thinking about it and hitting the target with boring accuracy and boring regularity. All right, last mag. Okay, we got a few sodas here. We can't let the, you guys are probably wondering when I was ever gonna take out these sodas. Now, I don't have any defensive ammunition I can burn up, but we certainly will launch some ball ammo at them. And you know how much we hate our sodas here, so let's go ahead and send them on to soda hell. Why don't we? All right? Wow, color me impressed. I like that a lot. The feeling that I'm getting right now shooting this reminds me precisely of the first time that I took the M17 Flux out, you know, that Raider. That's a great piece of gear, and this is a great piece of gear. Man, this is tough. Like I'm seriously going through some withdrawals right now. Like I don't know what I like more. I'm confused. I don't know. Am I in love with the Austrian woman or a Swiss woman? I don't know. Maybe the internet can decide. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun in this video as much as I did. This is a great piece of gear and totally worth looking at. You can do this as a brace version. You don't have to do an SBR. This one is an SBR, but Chad wanted to have a pistol set up well like this, and I can't wait to try this out with a sear. I think we're gonna try to make a way to make that work, but we'll definitely do it. Guys, thanks for watching. We probably shot up like 2,000 bucks worth of ammo. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know, depending on where you buy it. We might have just burned up 2 grand. I don't know, we might be out of business now, but anyway. Guys, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. I want to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters, those of you who purchase man cans. Man cans are a great merch box we put together with tons of great gear, things that we choose and use on a regular basis and we want to put in your hands too. We've got a great medical gear box for sale right now. Check it out. Really, really great stuff. Also, we got some great t-shirts over on Ballistic Ink. Check them out. If you like the channel and you want to support what we do, those are the most direct ways you can do so. Have a good day. We'll see you next time.